Was it God or Elijah that released fire that killed soldiers? A question that has puzzled many, and one that opens up a fascinating exploration into the concept of delegated power in the Bible. Dive into the depths of biblical accounts, and you'll stumble across numerous instances where prophets, those revered men of God, wielded their divine authority to bring about the death of their adversaries. Remember the children who mocked Elisha for his bald head? They met a sudden and tragic end, not at the hands of God, but by the prophet himself. Yet this raises an intriguing paradox. If God is love and refrains from engaging in acts of killing, how could his prophets, men under his authority, command such devastating outcomes? The answer lies in understanding that not all supernatural phenomena are directly from God. In his infinite wisdom, God has delegated power to men. This means that when someone operates under God's authority, everything that God created, including the elements of nature, will obey them. Therefore, it was Elijah, not God, who summoned the fire that consumed those soldiers. Likewise, it was Elisha, not God, who caused the death of the mocking children. God permitted these actions, not because he willed for these individuals to die, but because in those times the prophets were yet to fully comprehend the true nature of God. God bore their ignorance, showing his patience and mercy. However, there's a critical point to note. There exists within God a nature that judges unrighteousness. This aspect of God's character destroys anything evil and contrary to his righteous nature without negotiation. If a man aligns himself with evil, this righteous judgment, in its pursuit to eradicate evil, could inadvertently destroy the man as well. In such scenarios, it's not God's will for the person to perish, but rather the individual's choice that leads them to their own destruction, alongside the evil they've partnered with. This doesn't contradict God's nature of love, for love, in its truest form, purifies. To summarize, while it might seem like a paradox, it was the prophets, not God, who were responsible for the deaths we've discussed. They acted under the delegated power from God, and their actions were permitted due to their incomplete understanding of God's true nature at the time. But remember, God's nature is love, and his judgment against unrighteousness is a purifying force, not a malicious one. The choices of individuals, not the will of God, often lead them to their own destruction. Now that we have unfolded the nature of God's judgment, let's delve deeper into understanding his true nature. As we know from the scriptures, God is love. However, it's important to comprehend that God's love isn't simply an emotion or feeling. It's a divine, pure, and all-encompassing force that transcends our human understanding. God's love is not passive. It actively seeks the best for everyone. His judgment, in essence, is a manifestation of this love. It seeks to purify and restore, not to harm. It's vital to remember that when we align ourselves with unrighteousness, we're not aligning with God's will, but rather setting ourselves against it. It's this choice, not God's will, that leads to destruction. To conclude, God's love and judgment are manifestations of his divine nature, working together to bring about a world that aligns with his righteousness. So keep studying, keep praying, and keep seeking the truth. Don't forget to share, comment, and subscribe for more content. Your engagement helps us spread the word. and continue our mission of sharing God's truth with the world.